Welcome to the American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. Today we'll be taking a look at Brangus cattle and the major impact the breed has had on the beef cattle industry since the early 1900s. We hope you enjoy hearing the passion of our seed stock breeders share in their message. More importantly, hear the heartfelt message of commercial cattlemen as they share stories of how Brangus cattle make their ranching operation more profitable and more sustainable. Brangus has become known as the reliable beef breed with more than 60 years of planned crossbreeding where all the hard work has been done for you. We've got a great show for you. We're glad you joined us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
At the base of the Capitan Mountain, Arabella, New Mexico, lies Westall Ranches, home of Brangus.
I'd like to welcome everybody to come to Ruidoso in Arabella, New Mexico to come to our sale on October the 11th.
Selling over 75 Brangus bulls raised in the rocks at 6,000 feet, starting at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time with 20 registered Brangus females. To find out more, please visit www.brinksbrangus.com, and we hope to see you October 11th.
Well, I think a rancher has to be a steward of the land. There's nobody else that can take care of the land better than a rancher. When we switched over to the Purina products, it was a step in the right direction.
The difference we see in the cattle is the consistency of their nutrition.
The cattle hold their condition a lot better throughout the whole year.
It does make a difference that we can see, day in and day out.
Quality, consistency, integrity. At Santa Rosa Ranch, we're making the best breed better. Our Brangus and Ultra Blacks are functional, adaptable, and show outstanding performance even in the most challenging conditions. But what sets us apart?
This is going to be a program that's going to be built around integrity. We're going to back our cattle up, and there's only one way to do things, and that's right, and that's the way we'll always do it.
After all, we're not successful unless our customers are successful. Visit us at srrbrangus.com. Santa Rosa Ranch, making the best breed better.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. Brangus breeders have built the quintessential replacement female that is adaptable from the West Coast to the East Coast, from the North to the South, and everywhere in between. The Brangus female excels in efficiency of wean calf production, milk production under limited feed inputs, or other environmental constraints. Her Bos Indica's heritage gives her built-in calving ease, fertility, and longevity, all in a polled, moderate-framed, solid-color, phenotypic package. Brangus cattle truly are the right cattle for the right reasons. Researchers began experimenting to study the relative merits of various crosses of beef cattle at the USDA experiment station in Jeanneret, Louisiana, as early as 1912. Through rigorous testing in extreme heat, researchers determined the ideal percentage was 3/8 Brahman and 5/8 Angus beef animal. Steve Densmore, manager for Circle X Cattle Company in Bryan, Texas, and longtime Brangus breeder, discusses some of the early trials that were done in developing the Brangus breed.
There was about 17 different breeders from several states got together and developed the Brangus breed, but the research behind the development of the Brangus breed was that, they took percentage cattle, Angus and Brahman, and did half bloods, 3/4 bloods, quarter bloods, all different percentages of cattle. And from what I've heard, they would, would time out in the middle of the day out in the sun, and periodically they would take their temperatures and to see which animal could withstand the heat. And it wound up being that the 3/8, 5/8 was the percentage cattle that they went with, and thus started the development of the Brangus breed.
In 1949, several like-minded cattlemen convened in Veneta, Oklahoma, and chartered the American Brangus Association, which would later evolve into the International Brangus Breeders Association. The Brangus breed was the first beef breed of cattle to develop EPDs, or expected progeny differences, in their cattle using ultrasound. Some of the most sought-after genetics still today originated from the foundation herd of Brangus. Glenn Brinkman, partner and manager of Brinks Brangus, as well as former IBBA president and a past president of the Beef Improvement Federation, discusses the importance of optimum performance in the initial development of the carcass EPDs using ultrasound in the Brangus breed.
We were like most people when we got started. We sold some of our best cows to make this thing work, which was a mistake. We soon learned to stop that. It's very important is consistency in the person selecting what to breed. If you're going to do it, you learn by your mistakes as well as your accomplishments. I think you can make genetic progress within your herd as fast by culling as you can by selecting. Of all the things that we've accomplished and all the first that we did, the thing that I'm most proud of is the carcass evaluation that we started.
In the scenic but harsh, dry environment of Arabella, New Mexico, Tate Pruitt, manager of Brinks Brangus of Westfall Ranches, recognizes just how hardy Brangus cattle can be. Their herd is based on performance, with the understanding that producing the most pounds of live calf at weaning with the lowest amount input cost is what keeps their commercial bull customers coming back.
That's one thing about these calves is you can put them in the feed yard and they're going to perform out the roof. They'll do what you want them to. I had a guy tell me at a sale here in Roswell here a couple years ago, he was in there, die-hard Angus man for years and years. Bought bulls and bulls and bulls. Then he finally switched over and he bought 5 Brangus bulls one year. And I asked him, I said, well, what made you switch? And he said, well, it don't take near as many of them Brangus calves as it does to fill them trucks as it does them others. The thing about the Brangus cattle is no matter where you are or what they're doing, they're going to work for you. I mean, we've got proof that they feed well. We've got proof that the maternal on them, I mean, there's no better cow to get bred back than a Brangus cow. They can go from snowstorms here to very high humidity in the south. That's what's so nice about a Brangus cow.
Gary Bruns has been involved in the Brangus business for over 40 years and currently consults for Williams Cattle Company in Bastrop, Texas.
We've gone from cattle that started out when I got in the business that were fairly moderate frame. Back then, you know, a 7 frame was pretty moderate. And then we went to the period of the really big extreme cattle. We got the cattle that were 10 and 12 frame score cattle, which really went the wrong direction. We tried to stay away from those kind of cattle, but it seemed like the show ring was dictating the size of the cattle at that time. And if you wanted to show cattle and promote your cattle from that aspect, you followed those kind of cattle, or you just got beat. So my main cow herd stayed pretty moderate, and then we kind of, I think we went overboard. Everybody started going down to, you know, some 4 and 5 frame score kind of bulls and got the cattle too small. And now, in the last 5-6 years, they've kind of balanced them back out, you know, where we got 6 to 7 frame score cattle, which I think are pretty ideal for what we're trying to accomplish. You can do so many different things with a Brangus. I mean, if you want to create black baldies, you can go with a Hereford bull. If you want to cut a little ear off, you can put an Angus bull. I mean, you have so many different ways to go with a straight Brangus female. Or if you keep them straight Brangus, there's such a demand for Brangus replacement females that, you know, you can't go wrong either direction. It takes that female, I think, to, you know, to really do many different things in creating a product for the commercial market. The cattle themselves have proven that, you know, they can compete with anything in the industry right now. So I really look to see this thing expand. I know the commercial aspect, you know, the replacement commercial female deal, you can't hardly find good replacement Brangus females. There's such a demand for them. We need more people raising them, and I think that'll happen.
In addition to the highly sought after replacement females, Brangus breeders have developed the ideal herd sire that fits the needs of commercial cattlemen. Brangus bulls add profitable pounds of weaning weight to their calves, produce outstanding replacement females, and leave feeder calves with superior feedlot gains, fewer days on feed, and industry-acceptable carcasses.
Gene Trust, strides ahead of the competition. This fall, we will host 2 great opportunities to purchase our advanced genetics. First, the highly anticipated Brangus Female and Bull Sales, hosted by Chimney Rock Cattle Company. On Friday, October 31st, we will offer 100 registered females, and on Saturday, November 1st, we will sell more than 150 Brangus and Ultra Black Bulls. Secondly, mark your calendars for a new fall sale date at Cavender Ranches. This year, we'll be in Jacksonville, Texas on November 15th. We are excited about the new date, and the 250 tremendous bulls will be selling there.
Located 6 miles north of Bryan, Texas, Circle X Cattle Company's vision of producing the best product available for the commercial cattleman is what's made them a mainstay in the Brangus business for so many years. Circle X believes in setting the bar higher every year in terms of the quality of their cattle, so take advantage of these high-quality bulls and females that are available for sale, private treating. For more information, log on to CircleXBrangus.com today.
I do believe in these cattle wholeheartedly. They're here to stay.
My name is John Kopczynski. We're at Oak Creek Farms in the Brazos River bottom where we forage develop bulls. For 47 years, we've been developing bulls on forages that thrive and survive in low input environments. We'd like to invite you to the Oak Creek Farm Forage Test Bull Sale October the 25th. Brangus, Red Angus, Black Angus bulls, forage developed, tough, fertility tested, ready to go.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. Brangus, like other Brahman-influenced breeds, are more insect, disease, and heat tolerant. They also produce larger ribeyes and have more marbling because of their Angus heritage. All of this combined continues to make Brangus the American breed of choice for commercial cattlemen. Let's continue with our story about Brangus cattle and hear about the strong demand for these cattle throughout the world. Dr. Tommy Perkins serves as the Executive Vice President for the International Brangus Breeders Association in San Antonio, Texas. He has an extensive background in animal breeding and genetics on the university and breed association level.
The uniqueness that our cattle bring that other American crosses don't bring, we're going to have a polled package. They're really going to bring to the table more feeder calves that have the ability to yield and grade once they get into the packing plant. Our cattle offer sustainability from conception to the plate.
Doug Garris and his family have owned and operated a commercial cow-calf and stocker operation for several generations in southwest Missouri, and in recent years has developed a small purebred herd of Brangus cattle to meet the demands of their local markets.
What we really like about a Brangus cow is that she excels in about every area that there is. We don't have to chase after this number and that number because it's already in that cow. And you know, those cows are fertile. They will raise a big calf. They'll stay fertile. You know, they'll last a long time, and that's what we really like about them. So we've had Brangus cattle since the early 70s, and the cattle business is our only business. It's the only thing we do. So they've kept us in business. They've put food on the table. You know, they've put kids through college. And that's pretty much all we can ask for.
Located in central Texas, Trefny Ranch is a multi-generational commercial cow-calf operation that retains ownership in their cattle through the feedlot. Russell Trefny knows the value of his Brangus calves firsthand in terms of feedlot performance and efficiency.
We don't want to change anything fast, go at it slow, no extremes, so we can keep a phenotype and our cow herd that we have out here, the mother cow. That is number one, a mother cow that will have a calf every year. So we want to stay with that package and bring these other things we need into our cow herd by using ultrasound data that these registered breeders are using on their bulls, and then also getting our carcass data back on our steer calves from the packing plant.
Mark Sabranek manages Ursic and Dahl Feed Yard in Garden City, Kansas. Mark recognizes the value Brangus calves have in the feedlot and how they excel in feed conversions, days on feed, while still grading well enough to be eligible for quality-based premiums.
We really have seen the quality grade improve on these cattle. And the nice thing about that is you can get the quality grade with the dressing percent, which they're very good at. I mean, that combination can bring you back some dollars. You know, and one thing about it, the packers are liking the Brangus cattle more and more. And I think it's a lot of the customers that we have feeding here, they're good kind, paying attention to what they're doing, knowing what their cattle can do, improving on them. You start getting the packer a taste of them, and wow, they want more.
Florida is one of the largest sources for Brangus in the United States, with many commercial and purebred breeders. Likes Brothers Inc. is one of the nation's largest commercial cow-calf operations and is located west of Okeechobee in central Florida. Their cow herd has been heavily Brangus influenced for more than 30 years. Ranch Operations Manager Flint Johns knows firsthand how valuable the Brangus cow is in their harsh environment.
The Continental or the British cross with the Brangus is a very good terminal cross for us, and the calves do well, and of course the Brangus cow in our environment does extremely well. Sort of got into the Brangus business about 30 years ago, and now we're predominantly Brangus in our cows. Well, they pretty much are on their own out here. Cattle graze on about 180,000 acres here at Likes Brothers, from Lake Istapoga down to Lake Okeechobee.
John and Carolyn Kopazinski own and operate Oak Creek Farm in Chapel Hill, Texas. They raise Brangus, Red Brangus, Angus, and Red Angus cattle, as well as use their Brangus calves to go into their grass-fed beef operation that supplies their meat market with product, as well as several fine dining establishments.
Brangus cattle have been the natural for here in our environment because of the heat, humidity, and so forth. They do everything else that most breeds can't do. For instance, they can take the heat, perfect udders, high carcass quality, strong maternal traits, shorter gestation length. You can have a higher stocking rate with these cattle. And the premium today in today's market is especially the replacement heifer. No breed goes any further than Brangus in the replacement heifer market.
James Ottman has been a member of IBBA and breeding Brangus cattle for more than 40 years in the town of Tarkio in the far northwest corner of Missouri.
The Brangus breed really got started by breeders helping breeders. We've come a long ways with the breed since 1967. Brangus is the best kept secret in the packing house industry.
Joe Wiley from Ava, Missouri have a long history in the livestock business. They have worked in commercial livestock marketing throughout the Midwest and appreciate the Brangus cow for her fertility and longevity.
These Brangus cows have been the best calf raisers of any cows I've ever had. I'm really impressed with their mothering ability, the milking ability. They're the best mothers I've ever seen, and I'm really impressed with them. These Brangus cattle have made me a lot more money than my other cattle have, I can tell you, because I'm putting out pounds off of them mamas and forage. That's the big thing.
Commercial cattleman Adam Whitesell from Lockwood, Missouri has recognized the economic advantages Brangus cattle have provided for him just from the standpoint of longevity and increased weaning weights.
Well, we use Brangus mainly because, all the attributes you get from it. Longevity is huge. I mean, with the cattle market the way it is now, you want as many calves as you can get on the ground, and with the more cows that you can keep productive, where a lot of guys may get their 8, 10, 11 years out of a cow. I mean, easy 14, 15, and then above. Like I mentioned, we have some 16, 17-year-old cows that have good udders, teeth in their mouth, and still raising calves.
Kelly Sullivan and her family own and operate Santa Rosa Ranch in Navasota and Crockett, Texas. The Sullivan's goal, along with Kent Smith, their manager, is develop cattle that excel in the commercial marketplace. Kelly also understands the demand for Brangus genetics worldwide, especially in South and Central America.
I've had the opportunity, I've just recently returned from Brazil and Paraguay.
I've also visited other Central and South American countries. What I see, particularly from the Brangus breed, and as an opportunity for the IBBA, is that we really are the gold standard, if you will, for genetics. And we can have an impact as producers from the United States upon any country in the world that's going to be adaptable to our type of cattle. When you consider that 70% of the world's cattle have Bos indicus influence, we have an incredible opportunity globally. We really feel that the Brangus breed has so much to offer, again, not only on the seed stock, but on the commercial side as well, to really develop the herds for a commercial operator or purebred operator for that matter, to really bring what we need to have into the market. And ultimately, we have to remember, what are we producing? We are producing beef.
In the years I've been doing this since probably 1970 with the Brangus breed, and I think now this breed's got just a tremendous future to it. You know, with producing, you know, whether it be the Brangus or Ultra Blacks, and I think people in the commercial industries always recognize it. I don't think as a breed we've probably touted that quite enough. I mean, in my opinion, especially in the Southeast, there's not another female to compete with the Brangus female.
Director of Field Services and Commercial Marketing for IBBA, Jason Bates, works to help the membership meet the demands of the commercial producers as well as consumers.
The International Brangus Breeders Association has several programs put in place to help our members. One of the programs being, from the commercial female side, the Brangus Built Female Program, or what used to be referred to as the Brangus Gold Program. The Brangus Built Female Program is designed to validate the high-valued Brangus genetics built in to somebody's commercial cow herd. Another program we have in place is the Ultra Black and Ultra Red program. An Ultra Black or an Ultra Red is essentially a Brangus animal that is crossed with a registered Angus or a registered Red Angus, respectively. The Ultra Black and Ultra Red program allows our producers to utilize the high accuracy genetics within the Angus and Red Angus databases. You know, right now the Brangus breed is in the forefront of the cattle industry. Our cattle have the longevity and the fertility and the stayability from the female standpoint. And from the feeder calf standpoint, our cattle continually raise the bar in terms of carcass quality. In times right now when the cow inventories are at such lows and the demand is so high for these quality replacement females, it's our members' responsibility, as well as us as the association. We have a responsibility to get out there and continually raise that bar, utilize the modern technologies and the new tools that are available to keep increasing the value of these high-quality Brangus genetics.
The Brangus breed has been developed to do it all. They are cattle that economically excel in the pasture for the commercial cow-calf producer, in the feedlot for cattle feeders, and in the grocery store for retailers and consumers. Brangus cattle are known for producing a tender, high-yielding beef product that meets the stringent demands of today's health-conscious consuming public. The International Brangus Breeders Association strives to continually provide for their members the tools needed to help them make genetic advancements to produce the most sustainable and economically profitable beef product available. To learn more about the Brangus breed, log on to gobrangus.com or visit their Facebook page. We'd like to thank our generous sponsors for helping bring you this inside look at the Brangus breed. That's all the time we have today. To learn more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or check us out on Facebook. I'm Pam Minnick. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next time right here on The American Rancher.